Hey there guys, it's ZeroMethanol from DoubleCrossedGaming and I'm joined by JesterLogic, and we're going to be going over the patch notes for Try to Send update 1.0.1055, which is the July the 25th patch.
Yeah, aka Twinfusor. There is a official high-res video out, so I'll leave in the description below. They touch on some of the kind of the major highlights, but we'll go into it a little bit more in depth and kind of skim over some and go into some more detail on others from our perspective. So the major highlights start with 3 new weapons have been added, which is 3 variants of the Twinfusor for the Pathfinder, Soldier and Juggernaut.
Yeah, overall they seem pretty balanced really. I mean, they do more damage than the regular spin fusers, but it's in 2 shots, so if you miss one you're doing roughly half damage, and if you hit both you're doing a bit more than you would do normally. They don't have much impulse though, so they can't really be used for capping. It's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, I'm thinking about running it on my Roman D Pathfinder build. I need to play around it a little bit and see how it goes. It's basically, it's a spin fusor with 2 shots in the chamber, so you can kind of fire 2 off in quick succession. But again, if you only hit one of them, it'll do less damage than you normally would with 1 shot. Yeah, but I can imagine it's going to be one of those trick shot weapons everyone wants to show off about though in videos.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, the only issue with them in my mind is that they cost 88k. That's a lot.
We both got a lot of experience saved up, or we're both premium members, so...
Well, I can't afford it.
Yeah, it doesn't take very long to get them. I mean, I've nearly got enough for 2 of them now, so... I'm only going to bother using the light one, though.
yeah, that's the one I got.
So the next change is Stonehenge has now been added to the CTF map rotation. If anyone doesn't know, this was a... Oh, my voice is cracking. This was a Old Tribes map. It's quite a good one. It wasn't very well received in general by the competitive scene. I'm curious what sort of reception you'll get now they've put these changes in. Like, they've removed the V-pad, for example, and they've changed up some of the hills behind the bases.
Yeah, I think the big building in the middle has a trench around it now or something.
Yeah. I'm sure pub servers will like it because it's quite small. It's just a bit of a frag map.
Yeah, it did have some incredibly quick back-to-front routes, but I heard they've been removed now.
Yeah, it was ridiculous to have a map where you can get back to front their base in less than 5 seconds. It's a bit silly. And 2 new CTF maps have been added, sorry. There's Permafrost, which is a new map, and there is Dangerous Crossing, which is another port, and they're both only on custom servers. Permafrost seems quite cool. It's got a dynamic flag stand, so when the generator's up, the flag is in a room, so I think it's nearly impossible to get high-speed routes, although I'm sure someone will find some really weird routes. And then when the generator goes down, the flag stand lifts up, which doesn't make any sense to me, but the flag stand lifts up when the power goes down, and it comes onto the top of the base where it's really easy to grab, because there's no obstacles around it anyway.
Yeah, who was the map designer on that again?
High-res Kevin.
Yeah, I got to comment on him. That was some really nice work.
Yeah, it's really weird. High-res Kevin, I don't really... There's some map decisions which I can't help but think were a really bad idea, but he's done some really nice stuff as well. But I just can't dislike the guy. If you watch any of the videos, and he's such a nice guy. It's very strange. He's got some nice ideas though, like you said.
The tunnel in the middle of Permafrost looks amazing, and Permafrost itself is quite nice.
Oh,
I was messing around on it. I couldn't find any nice routes, but I was only on it for about 20 minutes. Yeah,
it's definitely a very pretty looking map, and they've added themselves in that way. Okay, Dangerous Crossing I haven't actually played yet, but I know it doesn't have a generator, because the original one didn't have a generator. There's
a really, really heavy fog, so if you're a sniper, you can't really spot that easily, which is brilliant because I'm a capper.
Yeah.
But once you grab the flag, then that kind of is a bit null because, you know, you got a giant icon above your head, so you're probably going to get sniped out anyway.
I think the idea of it is that it buys the offense more time to kill the sniper, because I think one of the biggest problems with snipers isn't so much the damage, even though it is a bit higher at the minute. It's that on maps like Crossfire, you need to have that sniper down when the capper's, you know, kind of 15 out, really, or he'll see them coming in miles off because you can see them straight from spawn. And then,
ideally you want to kill them again when
exactly, and then you need to kill them again when your cap's on the way out. So on maps like this, you only have to, it buys your offense more time to clear the stand and then go for the sniper once you've grabbed, or just before you grab. It's a bit more kind of relaxing like that. And on maps such as Dry Dock, for example, where the spawn's so far apart, that's another map where you can see cappers pretty much straight from spawn or very early, so you need to make sure the sniper goes down. And depending how the spawns are on Dangerous Crossing, it could have been the same problem, but now obviously you can't see them coming in quite as soon, so it's nulled that a little bit. It was a good decision as far as I'm concerned. I'm sure a lot of snipers will be a bit annoyed about it.
Yeah.
But hey, New players joining the queue under rank 6 will now play a smaller subset of maps, more friendly to learning the game. All maps will rotate for players rank 6 and over. I don't actually know what maps are in that rotation. I'm going to assume it's probably Crossfire, Dry Dock, and Kata.
I'm not
sure Kata will be in there, but...
Yeah, I think Kata could be a bit scary.
But yeah, I'm not really sure about that, but hey, doesn't really matter. People go through rank 6 really quick anyway.
Oh, the next update's brilliant. Players are more likely to be grouped in matches with other players of the same level rank. Thank you, Virus. That is so good.
It's made pubs more enjoyable. Because it's not an elitist thing, especially considering we make videos for newer players. But whenever I join a pub server, I don't really want to be paired up with, kind of 30 bronze players. Because there's a lot of stuff which is bad habits that I can't put up with people armor grabbing if I'm capping, for example. I just can't do it. Anyone who's played with me like in Mumble knows how annoyed I get when people armor grab.
Sometimes it's so loud you have to take your headphones off. No, I'm joking. It's not that bad.
It's so annoying, but it's a learning curve. And plus, I don't think it's fun for Lolo to play with golds and platinums.
Exactly, it's a two-way thing, really, isn't it? Like, platinums and golds don't want to play with bronzes, but bronzes don't want to play with platinum and golds.
Exactly.
Either.
It's like when me and Zero got both given some just kind of extra accounts with a little bit of gold on a while ago, and they were level 1, so we had to go through the 1 to 6 bracket, and I can't imagine that was much fun for any of the new players, because we were both on kind of unstoppable rampages and stuff like that all the time.
I think the worst bit about it is if we were using stock raiders, vanilla loadout raiders, NJ4, Arcsbuster. That's pretty good weapons.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. So it's nice that they're trying to kind of slowly kind of curve people into the higher end stuff. I'm sure there'll be a bit of a system shock when people go from the silver and bronze to gold and platinum, but I'm sure they'll pick it up pretty quick. To be fair, a lot of the gold and platinum players are usually quite nice. A lot of the trying to think of the right word, a lot more of the dickish side of the community tends to be lower rank because they just get shouted at by the older players. Because we just tend to want people to have fun. Alright, players will now create a party of their friends before joining the quick match queues. Access through the pop-out tab on the Play Now option. The leader may send invites to friends and others by name. Members can chat together in and out again and are notified by the leader. No, when the leader, joins or leaves a queue. Members are removed from the party automatically if they leave the queue or the game. Which is nice. It's something we've needed for a very long time.
Yeah, I've heard that the HUD's a bit weird for it, but when I was trying it out, it seemed okay.
As long as it works, alright, I can let a few bugs pass, but as long as they kind of touch it up eventually. 3 new skins have been added: the Pathfinder Freerunner, the Brute Crusher, and the Sentinel Spectre.
The Pathfinder Freerunner, I'm actually using it at the moment. I figured I'd play Pathfinder enough, I might as well get it. I had some gold left over. I don't get it. I mean, half the people that we've spoken to hate it, and the other half really like it.
I love it. I think it's really cool. Personally, I don't understand what people dislike about it, but hey, it's taste, isn't it? The Crusher...
Blue jetpack's always good.
The Crusher looks alright, it's kind of a decent skin, and the Spectre is transparent.
The Spectre's kind of cool. He's got this kind of hexagon or maybe pentagon-like armour on, and whatever background is behind him, his armour changes colour to match the background. It's seriously cool.
I'm not sure about how that affects buttons.
The only issue with it is that if you put a drop jammer on, it has this kind of crazy effect where you go a bit epileptic and you flash really quickly, and it's broken.
Right.
But they'll fix it soon, hopefully.
Yeah, they're all pretty cool skins. None of them are too bad. Voice packs are now available for purchase. 4 are available, 2 female and 2 male. Now...
Yes.
Right, yeah, yes. See, Zero is slightly happier about this than I am, because I find half these voices unbelievably annoying. One of them sounds like Batman, which I'm sort of okay with, and sort of not, 'cause it's kind of terrifying. So, I've got the flag! I'm Batman! And then there's the Australian one, which is just a bit silly.
It's so funny. It's the Australian one's so
got
funny.
The flag, mate!
Oh my god. Yeah, and I like the girly one. I can't remember what it is.
There's one really annoying female one.
I'm using I'm using the really annoying girly one, and it's so much fun. I love it.
There is something someone put up in the AMA actually, and it's a very small thing, but I don't understand why female models and voices aren't just included. Because it seems a bit silly. You have to pay just to decide that sort of thing.
I was trying, like, I was really annoyed at the game because of the whole Nitron thing. We'll get to later, which actually I'm not annoyed at anymore.
Yeah.
But And I was kind of annoyed by it, and then people would be like, "Oh, I am so cool" in chat, and every time someone did that, I just burst out laughing, and I couldn't stay angry.
Yeah, I'm not impressed by half these voices. Some of them are cool. I sort of like the Batman one, and I can put up with the Australian one. I can put up with one of the female ones, but the other one's just piercingly annoying. And I hope they add a feature that I can disable custom voices. But yeah. You can also have like a light voice on a heavy, for example, or a heavy voice on light. My voice is cracking all over the place today. I'm talking too much.
Yeah.
Yep. Players may now add clan tags in front of their player name. Tags are purchased under the store menu, and they are purchased for experience, by the way.
It's 1,400
yeah,
or 1,500 experience. And only 40 gold, but why buy it with gold when it's
that was a feature that should have been added a long time ago, and it's fine. It's nice to have it in.
It's really good. If I was to like complain about it in any way, I'd say that it's kind of you know, I could put myself in Team IDK or Heartbreakers if I wanted. But honestly, I'm not even going to go and complain about it. I'm just happy it's there.
They do need some sort of actual clan system, but I'm sure that'll come eventually. Hopefully.
Yeah, no rush.
Additional loadout slots have been added. Yeah, it's just always nice to have extra one. They're broken, but they're there. New items are now displayed in the main game lobby as a ticker at the bottom of the screen. News items. Sorry,
that's not that great.
All right, weapon balance. Go.
And then we move on to weapons balance, which is we're going to like rush through most of this because most of it's kind of pointless. 3 new weapons, we've gone on about that. Okay, here we go. They increased self-knockback on disc jumping on all explosive projectile weapons by 20%.
I'll let you talk about that one
because
I'm a D
player. That's really
nice.
Yeah, I've been messing around with this quite a bit, and now the spin fusers, like the light spin fuser gets you about 50 kilometers, and this is in respect to the nitrons, which got nerfed, which only give you about 20 now. Where are we? Increased projectile collision size on all spin fusers to 10. Someone told me that they used to be 1.
Yeah, they did.
But for reference, plasma guns are 35.
Yep.
So I haven't really noticed any change. They're good. There's no change that's
honestly,
really noticeable.
Like direct hits with the spin fuser is not something most like experienced players are that concerned about.
I think the biggest change really is like if you fired a disc at someone's crotch and it went between their legs, now it'll actually hit them.
But I mean like
that's the only thing that's
it's one of these things that someone was in the mumble saying like oh now mid-air's gonna be much easier. I'm like, well, I never go for mid-airs anyway. I mean, if they're in the air and I'm playing say roaming deer as a Pathfinder, I'll just shotgun them.
Shotgun.
And if they land, I don't go for a direct hit. I'll just nitron and shoot them like wherever I can because it's extra burst.
Speaking of the shotgun, we've been going on about this for Jester for ages now. They decreased the delay on the burst between Pathfinder LAR from 0.16 seconds to 0.072. That is a massive
shotgun
change.
Represent.
The LAR is insane now. It does so. I would almost go as far to say it's overpowered. It does really a lot of damage.
Shotgun represent.
And Jester loves the shotgun still.
For roaming D, I still think the shotgun is at least as viable, if not more. For chasing, then no, sure, of course, the LAR's better. But the thing is, the holdout shotgun is, I've been running at Pathfinder D for quite a while now, and the holdout shotgun with explosive nitrons a bolt gives you a stupid amount of burst damage. And the shotgun destroys heavies. Because it does, if you're point blank, it does nearly 900 damage, or just over 900 damage. And actually think about that for a second. You're one-shotting cappers if they're point blank at you, for example. They rarely are, but... And, like, the thing is, with defense, it's very easy to get very close to people, because they're coming directly to your base. You know where they're coming to. You know probably where they're going to come from, for the most part. So you can easily intercept them and get a shotgun shot off. But I can still see why people would use the LAR, but I still much prefer the shotgun.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about this new update really, is before it was kind of like, oh, if you're on defense, you're going to have this loadout. If you're on offense, you're going to have this loadout. But now it's kind of, I mean, I've been messing around all morning with changing it up, and I'm still not entirely sure what I want to use. I'm really happy that it's
it's nice to know there's actually some options now, as opposed to just using like an intentionally gimped build because you prefer it, for example.
Okay, increased damage by 8% on Titan launcher.
Silly decision, but
really big there. They increased the radius of the explosion sequence on the Gladiator, and they also increased damage by 33% on the final explosion.
I like
that's
that.
a lot. That's
No one's using
awesome.
it anyway, so hopefully people will actually be tempted to use that now. Because Brute on stand is something that teams have recently been toying with, and it's so strong.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. They also, I think that someone said no, you can two-shot a heavy with the Gladiator.
I would assume that's if you hit every single blast.
Oh yeah, no, if you
or if it's a direct hit. Meh, that's fine.
Yeah. Where was I? Yeah, they decreased the AoE range, decreased the AoE range and the damage on fractals by 10%, which is always nice, and the duration by a second.
Yeah, by 10%.
They nerfed Jackal, so you can't one-shot on medium, but it's only like a tiny bit of less damage, but it's just so that you can't one-shot on medium.
Yep.
Reduced knockback, I don't know why. Increased ammo counts on smoke grenades and prison mines from 1 to 2, so you now have the same with all belt items.
Yeah, that's fine.
Here we go, here's the one that needs to be talked about. Reduced knockback from Pathfinder's Impact Nitron and Compact Nitron by 23%. Alright, this is... Okay, now they do like nothing. You get like 20% speed now. But this is where high-res have messed up. Because everyone now is using explosive nitrons to get speed. And explosive nitrons, right? 2 explosive nitrons leaves you about 50 health. And it gets you more speed than 2 impact nitrons and a disc used to before this patch. Are you
sure they haven't always?
No,
yeah, so no one's ever decided
before there was never a reason. Yeah, before there was never a reason to use explosive nitrons, but now there is. So this nerf to impact nitrons has kind of done nothing apart from nerf chasing, which I'm pretty sure is completely the opposite of what it was meant to do.
Yeah, I mean, you could still chase, but I mean, personally, I think like chasing has always been somewhat doable. I mean, the Americans have proved that. It's just the European scene which is hard to chase on. I mean, Fire from the US has no problem chasing, and a lot of maps I didn't either. I mean, unless it's direct front, back to front, a lot of the time you can try and cut them off closer to their base, as long as your offense is on the ball. Like on Dry Dock, for example, those side routes, you can get to their base pretty much just like Kappa does if you're quick.
Either way, because the nitrons do less, and now you're using explosive nitrons, then all in all, the only difference between the routes then and now is that you're getting 20% more impulse on your discs. And people are now doing like explosive nitron disc combos off the stand, and I saw people doing 400 plus back to fronts on Kata, and oh my god, some of the routes I've seen today are mental, just because you're using explosive nitrons mid route and then getting the regen from that, and it's some crazy stuff.
On the plus side, it does mean that Kappas can't just pull off their route to Nitron and Kappa. He's already got it.
Yeah, that's
I'm not sure that's a good or a bad thing, but it's a change.
They reduced knockback on like pretty much everything else that's explosive, which doesn't really matter that much. They nerfed Titan Launcher, Heavy Bolt Launcher.
No, they buffed it.
Chain Cannon,
they buffed
chain
the reload
gun.
time.
Oh, yes, sorry. They buffed Titan Launcher and Heavy Bolt Launcher. And then they nerfed Chain Gun and Chain Cannon.
Yep.
Reduced damage by 5% on the Rock Wind, which I'm not even too sure, because everyone thought it was overpowered, and then they realised it was balanced, and now they've reduced it, so does that make it...
That's 5%.
I don't really know.
You skipped over one of the big ones, by the way.
Yeah.
Proxy grenade damage.
Oh shit, I did. Yeah, okay, right. High res.
Come on.
Seriously.
Come on, high res.
You increased the damage by 16% on the prox grenades. Prox grenades are one of the most overpowered pieces of shit in this game.
They're already strong on stand defense. Like, if a decent on stand is alive, they won't block you, they'll just proxy nade you.
If you're capping, right, and if you don't get sniped out, and you don't get blocked, you're going to get prox grenaded. And the thing is, right, you can throw a prox grenade, die, and the grenade will still be there for about 2 seconds. Honestly, high res, prox grenades are ridiculously good. Why did you make them even more damaging? But, okay, that's my rant over. They increased damage by 14% on defective frags and frags. Rock on Doomringer offense. That's all I can say to that. Close combat backstab perk has been increased to double damage, which is pretty cool. I guess it gives people who use it a reason to use it instead of Sonic Punch.
Yeah, I probably still always run Sonic Punch though. Sonic Punch is too
Yeah,
valuable.
I reckon most people are still run Sonic Punch. Looter perk increased to provide a base 50% ammo bonus and upgrades to 100%. That's
nice.
Yeah, it's negligible. Yeah, but you never ran out of ammo with Looter before.
It's not really a big problem. The next one's a big one.
Yeah, the next one's a big problem. The Sonic Punch perk has shockwave distance increased by 23%. Now, if you've been in the European competitive scene recently, infiltrators are like all of the rage at the moment. Every team runs like an infiltrator or even 2 infiltrators, and they just Sonic Punch cappers mid-air and get mid-air retrieves and mid-air like retrieves and standoffs, and infiltrators are everywhere. And they're already very good, and now they've had their Sonic Punch.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with it before. I thought that the radius was about right before. It was a little bit big, but like it didn't feel imbalanced to me. Like if you get caught mid-air by an infiltrator, good on the infiltrator. But now the radius is gonna be a bit silly, I think. Obviously we haven't played with it too much, but I have a feeling it's gonna be ludicrous now.
They did some damage to Stealthy perk. No wait, they did it better. But Stealthy perk's not really, no one's ever gonna use it. And Safe Fall perk, oh here we go. I actually would like some feedback from Hi-Rez on this, because everyone was like, oh, Safe Fall perk, it's going to be amazing, you're going to be able to do all these crazy routes. And I basically said, you know what, it's still going to stop your regen. And guess what? Yeah. It does, it still stops your regen, so it's pointless. I mean, it's better than it was, because now you don't get damaged by strikes at all, but everything that could have been really good about this perk doesn't exist, and I want to know from Hi-Rez, is it intentional that it still stops your regen?
I'm assuming it is.
If it's intentional, then you haven't really changed it very much. If it isn't intentional, and you're meant to, you know, your regen's meant to carry on like you didn't take any damage, then fix it, because it would be awesome then.
And on to additional items. We're probably going to skim over most of these gangs, so they're pretty small, a lot of them. Added a option on the HUD to disable screen cracking when taking damage. I never really got bothered by screen crack.
It's screen shake.
Yeah, screen shake's more than screen cracking. Base XP is now earned on custom servers at all times. Performance XP is earned once 6 people join the server. I don't know what the difference is in the amount of experience you get, but yeah, I shouldn't think it's too much. Facing issues where mines can be indestructible by AoE blast if placed in certain places in various maps. This drove me up the wall because it's something that didn't happen that much in the competitive scene. People, apart from Rain Dance, people didn't really use bugged mines intentionally or unintentionally. But recently, with a lot of new players joining the pickup scene, it's been happening a lot, and it's been driving me crazy because it's such bad sportsmanship to use. It's, for example, on Katabatic, you could put them onto the side of the flag stand, they were bugged down, and you couldn't destroy them unless you went around and shot them all individually. And it's retarded.
Yeah, I actually heard that Hi-Rez had to fix every single one of those Pokemon individually. They had to go and do that manually, because if they did it so that mines couldn't be on their side or something, then that had issues. So they had to individually go and fix every single one of these bug locations.
I'm curious how many they've missed. Okay, Flag Mole no longer shows in first-person spectate mode. That's nice. Spectators now zoom in and out when viewing a vehicle, which was fixed a while ago. I think they hotfixed that one. Fix an issue where the camera could look strange if spectating in first-person mode, and the view target entered a vehicle. Yeah. Yeah,
strange is one word. The camera ran away.
Fix an exploit where the Pathfinder's thrustback could have unlimited thrust energy.
I heard earlier that that's not fixed because Creature said it still happens. I don't know about the bug, but apparently
fix an issue where shotguns would only reload 1 ammo when performing an inactive reload. Fix an issue where the sound on the Pathfinder's LAR would cut out when firing repeatedly, blah blah blah. Fix an issue where guns that deal multiple damage per shot, such as shotguns, properly display damage numbers when shooting objectives and vehicles. For the fix, the numbers would draw on top of each other, making them hard to see, basically. Or impossible to see, because obviously they're overlaid and they're usually doing the same damage. In VGS menu, the labels for turrets and sensors were swapped under the upgrade commands. Fixed an issue, I can't talk today, where the detection radius of a base radar sensor was not increasing as upgrades. Fixed not being able to log in after being disconnected from the server. Fixed the problem with the deployable and pack ammo not shown correctly on the HUD, and a variety of map cleanups.
Overall, GG Hi-Res.
I'm actually
pretty
quite
nice
impressed this
stuff
match. They've restored my faith somewhat. Not entirely,
Thumbs up.
but I'm somewhat restored.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy, and yeah, I'm interested to see how it progresses from now. Really,
Yeah, should be good.
So yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to say. Have you anything to say? Alright then, cheers guys. Oh, the footage in the background is probably, I'm saying this because I'm recording this separately, it's probably going to be some footage from a mix I did the other day. If it's not, completely disregard what I just said. But yeah.
It's going to be any of me shotgunning you mid-air.
Have fun. I know, but I got a beautiful retrieve. If I can find the footage, I got this great retrieve. It was like a disc and then a shotgun and then a mid. Anyway, cheers guys, and thanks for watching. Comment with your opinions on the patch.
Yep.
Tell us what you think. Bye.